So we will start on time, and I'm assuming anybody that's on there is seeing this. So let's go ahead and start on hands and knees. Let's start with some cat stretches and we'll get going that way and see who ends up coming in. So just starting with your knees right underneath the hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. Round your spine and go the opposite way. Again, round and the opposite way. Couple more like that, round and the opposite way, two more. Round and the opposite way, one more time, round and the opposite way. Dig your toes into the floor, rounding your spine so you're puffing up your back. Just lift the knees and lower them. Lift the knees and lower. You can always keep those knees down. Lift the knees and lower. Lift and lower. Let's do 4 more here. Lift and lower for 4. Lift, lower for 3. Lift and for 2. Lift and hold on 1. Now from here, step your right foot back, left foot back into a nice straight line, and press back to your down dog stretch. Shift the weight back, 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 back. From here, lift your heels high, shift the weight back further, and lower your heels. Lift your heels, shift the weight back even further, and lower the heels. 2 more. Lift your heels, shift the weight back, and lower. 1 more time. Lift, shift the weight back, and lower. And from here, come forward into plank and come onto the forearms. Holding your forearm plank, open your shoulder blades and pinch them together. Open and pinch them together. Again, open and together. Open and together. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and set those knees down and stretch. Let's come up onto the hands into your full plank. And knowing that you can always put one knee down, you're going to just lift your right knee off or right foot up. Holding here, keeping this nice long line from the crown of the head all the way through to the tailbone. Draw your right knee in, so nothing else is changing in your spine here, and reach it back. Inhale, right knee in and back. Right knee in and back. Right knee in and back. Draw that right knee in and back. In and back. 2 more. Draw that right knee in without changing anything and back. In and back. And you can either hold plank or press back to down dog. Let's come forward again. Barely pick up the left foot. Draw the left knee into your chest. And bring it back. Left knee comes in and back. Each time you're drawing your tummy muscles in to get that knee in and to keep your back nice and stable. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the knees down and stretch. Let's go ahead onto the forearms. This time, your right leg only is just going to go out to the side. So you're on the forearms. Right leg lifts. It's just going to go out to the right and back in. Out to the right and in. Good. Out to the right and back in. Same leg. Let me take a look at you guys. Out to the right and in. 4 more. Out to the right and back in for 4. Out, back in for 3. Out and back in for 2. Out, back in on 1. Place it down and either stay where you are or take a little stretch. Same thing on the left. Barely pick up that left foot. Bring it out to the left and back in. Out and back in. Out and back in. Out and back in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that foot down, set the knees down and stretch. So we're going to come back up onto the hands, starting with that right leg. But this time, the right leg is going to come to the left armpit. So you're going to pick up that right foot. It's going to go under to the left and back up. So we're going to continue with that right leg. Right leg to left and back. Right leg to left and back. Right and back. So you're really drawing it in as close as you can towards that opposite armpit. 2 more. 1 more. And place it down. Left leg lifts. You're going to come under to the right armpit and back. Bringing that left knee to the right and back. Out, across and back. Bring it across and back. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down and stretch. So let's go ahead back onto the forearms. I see we're having a few more people have some success here. Don't worry, we've saved some planks for you. Coming onto those forearms. So I'm actually going to keep my feet down, but I'm going to drop both heels to the right. So I have a little space between my feet. The edges of my feet are on the mat, and I'm going to use my right side of my waist. And I'm going to lift up and lower, up and lower, just staying on that right. Up and lower, up and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through center. So again, both feet are staying down. I'm dropping both heels to the left. So it's like I have a little space between my feet. And I'm just going to lift that left hip up and down. Left hip up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and set the knees down and stretch. Let's come back up onto the hands. One more time. We're going to bring the hands wide and go into some slow push-ups here. So my hands are nice and wide, and you can always put the knees down. I'm just going to bend those arms halfway or wherever you can and straighten. Keep that going. Bend and straighten. Bend, slow down, I see you, and straighten. Bend and straighten. Excellent. Bend and straighten. 5 more. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. 2 more. Bend and straighten. 1 more time. Bend and straighten, and sit back and stretch. And now coming onto our stomach, trying to engage those triceps a little bit. Once you're on your tummy, you're going to have the arms back by your sides. And you're going to go ahead and turn the palms so they face the ceiling. So once you're on your tummy, it's going to look like this. You're reaching the arms, your arms and your hands, nice long line. And then just from here, once you're on your tummy, your legs can be relaxed, or you can lift them a little bit with your heels together. You're looking straight down at your mat. We want to really activate those triceps. So you're going to squeeze those arms in as close as you can. Once those arms are squeezing, we don't care about the hands, it's the upper arm bones. You're going to squeeze in. 10. Squeeze them in closer. 9. Squeeze. 8. Squeeze. 7. So it should look like this. Squeeze. 5. Squeeze. 4. Squeeze. 3. Squeeze. 2. Squeeze on 1. Now holding there, you're still in your tummy. Squeeze those arms even closer together. And squeezes. Squeeze. Like they're trying. Those arms are super close to your back. You're feeling those triceps. Squeeze. Squeeze. 3. 2. Now squeeze them even closer, like another millimeter, closer, closer. You're still on your tummy. And squeezes. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And sit back and stretch. So now we're going to continue with one more tricep exercise, one more arm and shoulder exercise. You're coming back onto hands and knees, but you're going to put your elbows onto the mat, right underneath your shoulders. So my knees and hip are right underneath my hips. My hands are flat, palms down. And just to start to shift your weight forward a couple of inches. So your shoulders are coming forward and then back where you were. Shift them a couple of inches and back where you were. One more time. Shift them a couple of inches, back where you were. Now shift them a couple of inches. Look down at your hands. Look at your elbows. Make sure they're the same distance apart. From here, lift those elbows just a few inches off the mat and lower them down. So the more I shift my shoulders forward, the more I feel my triceps. So you determine how far forward you want those shoulders. I feel the shoulders working, those triceps are burning. Just lifting a few inches, don't lift all the way. 5. Little lifts. 4. Little lifts. 3. 2. and 1. Nice job. Sit back and stretch. Maybe turn your palms up to the ceiling. And then make sure that you have a pillow or a towel handy. And let's go ahead and sit on the mat. Let's stretch out the backs and the back and the shoulders a little bit. Your hands are under your thighs. You're gonna round back, nice stretch. And draw yourself all the way up. Round, we're really using the arms here. And back up. Let's do that again. Round. And back up. You're gonna round back again. And maybe even coming to the place where your arms will go straight. You don't have to. You're tucking your hips a little bit. My arms are pretty straight. And then I'm going to bring my hands just on top of the knees. Relax my shoulders down and lift up, 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 up. So I'm really lifting, but keeping the shoulders relaxed and down now after all that yummy work. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding here. Relax the shoulders. See if you can lift the arms a little higher, but keeping the shoulders down and away from your ears. Little lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and draw yourself all the way up for a little bit of a stretch. We're going to round down into that position again. Lift your chest a little bit. And then reaching those arms, angle them slightly to the right and lifting up. I'm looking at my hands, making sure that the fingertips, the thumbs are the same length. So I'm really looking at them and sort of making sure that I'm rotating from the rib cage. And I know that if it looks to me like my left arm is way shorter than my right, I know I'm not like rotating. 4, 3, 2, 1, and over to the other side. Up. So again, I'm stretching out of that side. Up. 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming all the way up for that stretch. Let's go ahead and hold under the thighs again. You're going to tuck and round. You're going to see if maybe by moving your hands a little bit closer to your butt cheeks, you can go down a little further. Try to almost kiss the low back to the mat if you can. Holding here, draw those abdominals in. See if you can reach those arms, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, lowering all the way down. Go ahead from here, walk your feet in until your feet are flat on the mat. Hands are going to go back behind your head. Support your head and shoulders so you're weaving the fingers together or your palm on palm. Hands are going to go back. You're going to curl up, 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 and just maybe lower halfway. Exhale up from here, even higher, and lower halfway. Your tailbone is down, your tummy is nice and flat. Up and lower. Up and low. Up and lower. So I'm not going to go completely down. I'm already pretty warmed up, but you can go down all the way. Up, up, up. Hold up on this next one. Barely, barely lift your right foot off the floor. Very tiny. You can see it's just so small. It's so small that I would almost have to lie down on the floor to see that your foot is off the floor. Little tiny lifts here. Up, 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 up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right foot down. So again, barely, barely, left foot comes up, 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 up. Lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold on 1, little tiny alternating tap, 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 tap. Couple more. Float both feet down, just the heels are lifted. Curl up a little higher. Reach your arms forward. See if you can lift both feet, just a millimeter off so they're not all the way down. See how that feels on your back. If it feels okay, you're going to stay right here with chest lifts up, or hands can come back behind your head for chest lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bring those legs to tabletop. Lower your head and shoulders down. Drawing those abdominals in. Just start to float your right leg down without your back arching. And bring it back up. Left leg lowers. And back up. So I'm just trying to figure out how low I can bring that leg without feeling my tummy pooch. Sometimes I can even take a hand on my tummy. Again, lowering. Now that I know where that is right now, I'm going to bring the hands back behind my head. I'm going to curl up, and it's probably going to allow me to go down a little bit lower with each one of those feet. So I'm going to float my right foot down and bring it back up. Left leg lowers and back up. Right leg lowers and up. Left and back up. So every time I lower one of the legs, I might try and curl up and drop my bottom rib. Really good. Down and up. And again, lower and up. One leg at a time. That looks great. Nice. And again. Couple more. One more set like that. Right and left. Now you're going to go a little quicker on those. 1 foot, 1 foot. Now reach your arms and push your hands down into the mat. Feel that connection with the mat. Nice. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. Extend your legs all the way along the mat. Heels are together, toes apart. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. As you lift your head and shoulders, curl up. So remember, my heels are together, toes apart, and lower down. 2 more. Lift and reach, and lower. 1 more like this. Lift and reach, and lower. Next time I do that, just my right leg lifts with my head and shoulders. Right leg lifts up to about 45 degrees. I can come up a little higher and lower. Lift and lower. I'm alternating those legs. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Again, lift and lower. Lift and lower. 1 more here. Right leg. Left leg. Next time, we're going to try and bring both legs up to your least miserable hundredths position. So maybe at the same time as you're lifting your head and shoulders, both legs come up. Hold here. We're not going to do what you think. Just float the feet, hands down and up. Hands down and up. They're just hitting the floor. Down, up, down, up. 1 more. Down, up. Bend your legs, hug your knees into your chest. And rock and roll up. We're going back into seated work and kind of adding on with that choreography of the arms. So it's so important to feel that the arms are helping you connect with your back muscles and then, of course, your tummy. So I'm going to put my hands down on the mat the same way I did, and I'm going to round back. So my legs are long. I'm going to round back, round back, round back until I can keep my palms down, but I'm in that scoop, that little curvy in my belly. And then just in that position, in that rounded position, I'm going to lift the hands up halfway like we just did and push them back down. I'm going to lift them up halfway, push them back down. Lift them up halfway, push them down. Up halfway, push them down. So I can really feel when the hands are down that I'm connecting with my abdominals. 3 more. Up and down. Up and down. 1 more. Up and down. Now holding here, let's rotate those heels together, toes apart again. Let's come up for a little stretch. So we're going to go back down and add on with the legs. So arms are down. Lift the arms up. As they go down, right leg lifts. Left leg lifts. Now you can try going parallel. See what feels better on you feeling the stomach muscles and not the legs. Switch. So every time the arms go down, one of those legs lift. Down. So I really feel that connection. 4. I'm only counting that as 1. 3. 2. 1. And come forward for a stretch. So we're going to go on down to the elbows now. Press your low back down. Push your palms forward so that the low back comes down. And bring your right leg up. Left leg up. So I want to feel that my back is planted, that I'm out of my shoulders here. I'm going to extend out with my right leg. And I'm basically just going to go ahead and go into my single leg stretch like this. My single leg stretch. Switch, switch, switch. So I can feel those low abs. I'm not in my neck. Nice. And switch, 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 switch. Just 1 more. Now both legs together. Out. This is your double leg stretch and back in. Squeeze those inner thighs and back in. Squeeze those thighs and back in. Squeeze and back in. 4, 3, 2, hold. Little lifts. 8, 7, double straight leg stretch. 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg goes all the way down. Left leg goes all the way down. Tuck your hips. Reach your right arm forward. Left arm forward. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. We're not done. Lower just a little. You're just at the bottom rib. Little twist to the right and lifts. 8, 7. Palms up or palms down. 4, 3, 2. And over to the left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Let's go ahead, back onto our backs. Bringing your right leg up to tabletop. Left leg back up to tabletop. Hands are going to go back behind your head. Curl up, curl up, curl up. And lower down. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Next time we're going to stay up. Extend your right leg out. Inhale. Exhale back. Going back into our single leg stretch. Left leg reaches. And back in. Right leg. And back. Left. Again, option to put your head down, as with many of our Pilates exercises. Yes, right, left. One more here, right, and left. Hold. Bring your hands on top of your shins. Curl up a little higher. So again, option to put the head down. Push down on your hand, on your shins. Curl up, curl up. Reach arms and legs and around. Option to put the head down. Reach, but keep those tummy muscles in and around. Inhale, reach and around. Reach and around. Again, reach and around for 5. Reach. 4. Reach. 3. Reach. 2. Reach on 1 and bring your hands back. Curl up. Soften the knees just a little bit for this double straight leg stretch. Bring the legs up to the ceiling. And lower them down. Lift. Option to do a tailbone lift. So I'm softening my knees a little bit today, just to really make sure that there's no pulling in the back and that I can feel those abdominals more. So you can see my legs aren't really bent, but they're not stick straight either. Just like a softening in the knee. Up. 4. 3. 2. 1. I'm going to bend those legs to tabletop. I'm opening my elbows now wide. I'm going to rotate to the right for the crisscross and then go completely to the left. Exhaling over to the right and over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. I really feel the waist muscles here. Over to the right. And over to the left. Again, stretching over to the right. And over to the left. One more time. Over to the right. And over to the left. Hug your knees into your chest. And bring your feet back down onto the mat. Let's go ahead and grab our pillow, towel, whatever you want. And let's place it between the inner thighs. as we go into some bridging. So from here, you're going to press your low back down, tuck and lift, and peel back down. Tuck and lift, and peeling back down. One more like that. Tuck and lift, lower back down, tuck and lift, and hold this time. So I'm really pressing my feet down. I'm squeezing into that pillow or towel. It feels really good. I'm closing pelvic floor. From here, you're going to squeeze up, lower halfway, up, lower halfway. Again, up, lowering halfway, up, and lower halfway. Again, squeezing up, lower halfway, up, and lower. Really pushing your feet down and down. So every time I lift, it's like I'm trying to drive holes into the floor. Up, up. 6, 5, 4, up, 3, 2, hold up on 1. Really, again, digging your feet down into the floor, little pulses up, 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 left, up, up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold on 1, squeezes into that towel or pillow, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 6, 5, closing pelvic floor, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding here. Now just from here, think about making your circles. So you're just making this nice movement, pushing into your right foot, your left, and around, almost like you're working with a little hula hoop, up and around, up and around. Feeling that shift of the weight a little bit into the right foot and the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, going the opposite way, up and around. Nice. Really feeling again that little bitty shift, up and around. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming back to the center, just to kind of make sure that we can kind of reset the pelvis. Lower the hips down, and then tuck and lift up. Lower down, and tuck and lift up, because we're getting ready for another change. Down and up, down and up. On the next one, your choice whether you want to go all the way down or partly down. But when you come up, maybe try extend your right leg. Bring it back down, lower, lift up left leg, lower, right leg, lower, left leg, lower, right leg, lower, left leg, one more time, lower, right, lower, left, lower. This time both feet down or both feet up, your choice. Lift the hips up. Squeezes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. Take that out. Hug your knees into your chest. 3 little circles right. 3 little circles left. And then bring your right leg up for a hamstring stretch. Draw that leg in a little closer. We're going into our hamstring series to stretch that out. So you're holding on anywhere other than behind your kneecap. You're curling up. Your left leg is hovering. Give me a double exhale here. Blow, blow. Exhale, exhale. Exhale, exhale. Nice. Good. Each time, maybe lifting the upper body, bringing those legs in. Beautiful. Good. Couple more. Next time your right leg is up, just hang out there for a second. I want you to take your left hand, reach it to your ankle, past the right. So you're reaching it to your right. Come up a little bit higher. Now from here, little lifts, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Switch your upper body and legs. You're reaching your right to your left. This time it's lifts 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to switch again. This time as that left arm reaches past the right, you can always put your left leg down. Lifts 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch again. This time it's 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, and single. Switch. Switch. So if your back is sensitive, you're going to keep your legs higher to the ceiling, or you're welcome to make your split bigger. And then hug your knees into your chest. Going both directions. Let's rock and roll up and go on to your right side. So we're going to start with some waist work and then move a little bit into the outer hip. So we're going to start with a little series we've done before, but we're going to add on to it today. So your legs are in a nice long line from head, shoulder, hip. You can always keep the legs a little bit in front of you. Sometimes that's a little kinder on the hip and the back. So from here, lift your top leg up. Bottom leg comes up to meet it. Pause and lower back down. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes up to meet it. Both legs down. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes. Both legs down. Again, stay there. Top leg lifts. I just want to see you guys. There you go. Bottom and both legs down. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes. And lower down. We have 3 more like this. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes. Lower down. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes. and lower down. Final one, we're gonna change it, change number one. Top leg lifts, bottom leg squeezes, hold. So again, we're just gonna lift up the top arm. So the legs are still hovering away from the mat. I want you to feel how much of the work is strictly your waist, your hips, your inner thighs. Now put that hand back down, but keep those legs hovering. You're only gonna use your hand as much as you need to. You're gonna bend the knees in front. The knees are still lifted, feet are still lifted, and stretch them back. So I'm trying not to use my hand very much. I'm trying to use those same waist muscles and back. Bring it forward and back. You have two more. Forward and back. One more like this and back. Next time we'll hold them in, and set them down. Nice job. And go ahead from here, stack your hips. This time just the top leg lifts and lowers. It lifts and lowers. Up and lower. So we're already feeling that outer hip. We're already feeling the waist. Up. Up. Hold up on this next one. Little lifts here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, with that knee lifted, you're going to bring that leg back in a bent shape and bring it forward. So again, I'm kind of opening up that hip flexor, but I'm still working my waist. I'm keeping that bent knee, but I'm stretching it back. So I'm still working back and forward, back and forward. 3 more here. 2, 1. You're going to bring it forward again and hold. Now we're going into those circles with the knee. So it's already, that hip has already been working for sure. Nice and controlled circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, extend that leg out in front. Relax your foot down. Lifts up, up, up. That bottom hip is working. 4, 3, 2, 1. And either with a straight leg or a bent, you have options. Circles. 8. I'm going to the bent one. 7, 6, 5. Maybe I'll go straight. I don't know. 4, 3, 2. You have to go the other way. What's going on here? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's come on up. We're going to give that a little chance to rest by going back into a seated exercise to kind of stretch a little bit. We're going to use our hands on the mat the way we did previously. I'm going to push my hands down into the mat. I'm going to start to press down into the hand. I'm going to keep my hands down, I'm going to use this. We're going to kind of do a little roll up, roll over combo that feels good on the back and helps. So I'm going to keep my hands down, keep my hands down, keep my hands down. Once I'm down and imprinting the spine, I'm going to bring those legs open, over as much as you want. And then like a little teeter-totter, start to bring them down and come forward for a stretch. Again, you keep the hands on the mat the whole time. You're going to round, 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 coming up and over. Big stretch in that back. And coming forward. Just 3 more. Going back, back, back. Nice stretch. And forward. 2 more like that. Going back, back, back. Feels so good. And up. 1 more time. And up. Beautiful. So let's go on that other side. We are ready for it. We gave those hips a little chance to rest and stretch. So again, we're bringing those legs long. Now we're just starting either with straight line or a little in front. Squeeze the legs. Top leg lifts. Bottom leg squeezes. Pause. And back down. Top leg lifts. Bottom comes up. Pause. And down. Top leg. Bottom. And down. Top leg. Bottom squeezes. And down. Lift the top one, pause. Bottom comes up, squeeze them together, pause. And down. Again, top. Bottom. And down. 1 more like this. Top leg. Bottom. And down. Top. Bottom. Here, we're going to go ahead, lift your top leg, arm up. Hold it there, just feeling the waist work, holding, holding. Feel how much is going on with your waist, your low abs, your inner thighs, outer thighs. Then you're going to bring that hand down, working with it as little as you can. Try to keep most of the work in the legs and in the core. Bring the legs in front of you and back out. Bring them in and back out. I can feel the waist here. In and back. Excellent. 2 more. Keep those knees bolted. 2. 1 more like this. Next time we're going to bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. Let them plop. All right. Top leg lifts and down. Top leg lifts and back down. Again, up and down. Up and back down. Lift and lower. Up and lower. 2 more here. Up and lower. 1 more time. Up and lower. We're going to lift up again. Tiny lifts here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So we're going to still keep the knee and the foot, everything on the upper leg the same height. We're going to just stretch it behind us. So I'm still keeping it bent. I'm opening up my hip flexor and still working the hip and back forward. Bring it back and forward. Back and forward. Nice. Back and forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it forward. And again, here's where we're going to go into those circles. Up and around. Up and around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stretch that leg out in front. With the toe down, lifts up, 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 up. 4, 3, 2. And here's where you get that option to bend the knee or not, because we have to do circles again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give it a little hit. Let's go ahead onto your back. Take your right leg across, little figure 4 here. Big stretch on that hip. And then just to stretch it out a little bit more with some active work, bringing those hands back. Extend that leg out as you open the knee and then curl it in. So I'm lifting my tailbone again and really stretching and lifting. So I'm almost opening the knee for a hip stretch here and then curl out and curl. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's uncross and recross. Give that little stretch. And then again, keeping that figure 4 shape, hands are going to go back, curl, and back out. Curl, and out. Curl, and in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in, come all the way up, and go ahead onto your tummy. Stretch the arms and the legs, going back into a little hip and back extension. So draw your hands are down, your feet are down, and I'm going to just go a little bit like the width of my mat with arms and legs. Draw the belly muscles in first. See if you can go ahead and just lift the arms and the head and the shoulders off the mat and lower down. Lift head, chest, and arms and down. One more like that. Head, chest, and arms and down. Now see if you can add the legs at the same time. Again, maybe keeping them lower if you feel pinching in your back. Lift and lower. Lift, hold 3, 2, 1, and lower. Lifting up, hold 3, 2, 1, and lower. Just one more time here. 3, 2, 1, and sit back and stretch. And now coming into a plank position. Holding here, press back to down dog the way we started. And forward into plank. Press it back. And forward into plank. back, looking back at the legs, then forward into plank. One more time. Back, forward into plank. Just shift your body weight. Forward an inch and back an inch. Forward an inch and back an inch. Stretching out the feet. Still a final bit of core here. Forward and back. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let everything hang. Bend your knees. Shake out your head. And depending on how it feels on your back, either with softened knees or straight, peeling all the way up. And roll your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, you guys.